Hello, it's the Phoenix Within. I had previously thought my last two recordings were going to be my final. Um, I've decided to do another recording because I've just recently finished Monolithicalism, Ultimateism. Now I thought when I had finished this movie that it would symbolically be just around the time that the occurrence itself would be happening, which we're seeing that happening more and more each day. Protests are gaining more and more each day. It's breaking through the news. Either way, Fox is on top of it. Fox is on top of this. I realize that Ultimatism isn't it. I watched the movie a few hours ago. Well, it's going on 5 now, so a little over a few. And I realized this is going to go further. I thought Ultimatism, I thought 3 would be the most, but I've discovered today that this drawing that I had done 6 years ago and other pieces, phenomenally, very, very important key pieces, were done 2 years prior to that time. And then sometime this year I started drawing the Phoenix Within picture. All these pieces collected and combined with this one picture itself. Even the crown is shown to symbolize ultimatism. I want to break this down. I've told my brother about this, and I've told another friend, which I know he gets it more. It's funny because my other friend is like 6 or 7 years, easily younger than my brother. That's a long story. Okay. Say you have a song, and you have your peaks. Usually the peak of the song is at the chorus, or during some type of solo, or, you know, there's that little extra oomph after the chorus, or it just depends on the song itself. Okay, that being said, Monolithicalism, you could say, is an orchestra, it's a symphony. Okay, so Syntheticism is building off with the peaks of the previous version and leveling it out more, putting another layer on top of it, so when you see the peaks, yes, they jump higher, but not much higher than the surface you have already are already above. However, a crowning occurs. Now, what does a crowning mean? Essentially, what that means is to crown your peaks. In other words, symbolize the next stage of growth with your peaks. Now, Ultimatism is entirely above the peaks and is building from that surface alone. And I saw beyond in that. That is a crowning. So literally, Ultimatism is walking along the crown itself. This is not a movie. I repeat, not a movie. This is an experience. Believe me when I say that. The next version's Neoism. It didn't even take me a second to realize what the next version would be, to be honest. Now the next version, there's 5 versions, because in this map that I had put together, it shows another version. I don't know what that version is. I have to complete Neoism and then watch Neoism to decipher, which might take me quite some time to decipher what the next edition will be. This is not all I wanted to mention, but I definitely wanted to mention that first because I truly thought Ultimateism was only possible during and after the occurrence, which actually I want to get into that. How I was originally going to do Ultimateism, I'm a little distracted by allergies, so, you know, and it's unscripted. Anyway, I originally thought Ultimatism was going to be done by, you know, the occurrence happening. Okay, you have the news showing either UFOs just coming out of all sorts of directions, goddesses, beings, intense nebula coloration of the sky, you name it, all happening on the news. I would be, my sources, quote sources, would already have this already been filmed. And then after the occurrence, which would be the entrance and the involvement of the of the hybrid existence, or record, you know, that would be the actual recording I would do. I already know that my quote sources have a lot recorded for me to use for my other movies. Essentially, I used to be a quote film producer in the hybrid existence, but of course it's a lot different. But think about it. would you want to record a movie? Would you want to make a movie on a planet that's within the heart of a nebula? Think about the potential, what you could create. There you go. That's what I thought Ultimateism was going to be. And I'm starting to believe that Monolithicalism 2 is tying in somewhere with these editions. I think so. The signs have presented itself, and it seems that 2 other pictures that I have, actually one's already signified in it, but the other one, not directly signified, but definitely metaphorically, so I don't have to directly use it, I don't think. I don't know. I just, and sure enough, another movie I wanted to use that I only have bits and pieces of that's in the movie, signified and used as well. Guardianism and Ultimateism is severe, very strong, extremely graphic. To be honest, there's 2 main realizations I had watching Ultimateism. I can't give any details because that's honestly how this works. You have to start from the first level, second level, Ultimateism, third level. 2 realizations I had. Laughter is, in a sense, an emptiness. Laughter's a cheap high. Laughter's, yes, healthy, but honestly, it's a low degree of euphoria. Not even animals express laughter, but they express excitement, and not even animals laugh. So even if animals aren't laughing, which they are quite capable of, okay, animals are quite capable of understanding depression. They're able to understand how a person feels to various degrees. Cats have an extreme diversity of understandings. My cat can understand nearly every word I say. I don't care if you believe me. My cat is highly different, very different. And if you have a cat, you can understand where I'm coming from. Yes, they're not going to understand you read from a dictionary or philosophizing, but although my cat's a little different. My cat gets stuff that's quite advanced. So if animals don't laugh, what are we laughing at? People go to movie theaters, and if they want to watch a comedy, they're going there for a cheap thrill. And look what people are laughing at these days. They're laughing at obscurity. They're laughing at perversion. They're laughing at people laughing at other people who don't deserve to be laughed at. Laughter is an abuse in a sense, because it just depends what you're laughing at, of course, but the way people are laughing these days, they're laughing to get off on certain things. There is a getting off on laughter that people share at times. There's times where there's a few times where, okay, here's the worst one I've seen. Well, no, there's much worse, but this was pretty bad. This was a little excerpt from Jay Leno. He was, I think it was on. Okay, it was pieces of it was on Jay Leno, but most of it was on Fox. Okay, even the news anchor, of course, luckily did not like the video. But when you see the video, which I don't have anyway, it shows a college student getting beaten to death on camera. And it was posted on YouTube shortly after. And there were people laughing, high-fiving. Okay? You see what I mean? Is this really a time to even consider what laughter is with so much obscurity? That is why laughter, there is a blindness and abuse behind it. Because if you're in unnatural circumstances, you really got to be very understanding of what to laugh at. Now, of course, if you have some synchronization going on that is just so mind-boggling and so unique and so awesome, laughter is glorious. Or you find yourself ascending to a certain point to where you look back at a certain point in time, it seems like 20 years ago, you're not laughing to make fun of yourself, but you're just laughing at just how much different you are. That also is fulfilling laughter. Laughter isn't laughter when you're seeing something funny in a comedy movie. That's not laughter. That's just abuse of the senses. True laughter is fulfillment of life. It is an overture, a sense of overfilling. And that is to say that you are at such a realizational point that your senses are in glee. You're shining like a star, and you can't help but to